Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar on GED resources. My name is Ana Santiago, Resident Services Administrator. We're excited to have you join us as we explore the seeds of literacy, free GED, and basic education to adult services. Mr. Jack Martin, Community Outreach Manager, will be sharing information on the great opportunities and resources available through his organization. I would like to share that on June 21st, Sense of Literacy recognized 137 graduates of the class of 2025. Two of them were CMHA residents. On behalf of CMHA, we would like to congratulate all the graduates, Sense of Literacy, on a job well done. If you have any questions, please reach out to John Martin. His information will be in the chat. Now, please join me in welcoming Mr. John Martin.
Hi, everyone. My name is John Martin. I'm the Community Outreach Coordinator here at Seeds of Literacy. We are an adult education and high school equivalency prep program. I have a presentation to show you today on our program and what the GED is like. So I will get that started here in just a second. Okay. There we go. Okay, so just some information first before I get into a lot of it. We deal with a lot of people that come into our program that are looking at getting their GED. They want to improve skills for work or looking for work, and this just kind of shows some information about the state of Ohio. Cuyahoga County alone has almost 78,000 adults that don't have a high school diploma. We get a lot of people that come into our program, they think they're the only ones, and I just want people to know that they aren't. There are a lot more people than realize that have not finished high school for whatever reason, and this is just one of those ways to show how that is. Over half of adults in Cleveland are considered functionally illiterate. That does not mean that they can't read at all. It means that they struggle with reading. And what we try to do is help them with that. So they're functioning. They're able to get through their day-to-day lives. They're surviving, but they're not thriving. Here at Seeds of Literacy, we use the terms low literacy and functional illiteracy interchangeably because one term is kind of being phased out, and we're trying to make that change. People with low literacy skills struggle with different things that other people take for granted. Some things such as medical information, how often do they take their pills, getting around town using the bus line or the train line, and even paying their bills, like if there's a rate increase or things like that that are listed in their printed bill. I am sorry, I forgot to take this slide out. I was not going to show it, but it is a video that has, and it is available on our website. It's from the American Medical Association. It is an old video, however, it is still very relevant today. Has different stories in it about different people who, with low literacy levels and some of the things that they have experienced, from not knowing when to take their medications to not understanding a diagnosis to maybe even going through and consenting to a surgery that they did not realize. So if you get a chance, please stop by our website and check that out. In medicine, approximately 80% of all information that you are given is forgotten immediately as soon as you walk out of the doctor's office. That's typical for anyone, and of that 20% that is remembered, about half of it is actually incorrect. So that is one thing we work on, is not just literacy but also health literacy to help people understand their doctor's visits and things like that. There is a huge financial impact as well to the difference between having a high school diploma from not having one to having a diploma to even continuing on to different levels of college, such as an associate's degree, a bachelor's degree, master's degree, or even a doctor or a professional degree. In a lifetime, a person with just a high school diploma will make about $1 million more in their lifetime than someone without. In the trades, we are in Cleveland. We are a very trade-heavy city with steel and manufacturing and things like that. There's actually a 50% higher unemployment rate for people that do not have a high school diploma than those that do. And those that do work in the trades, if they want to move up in the system, they want to maybe go for a supervisor's position or learn a new part of the line, a lot of those programs that are written for that training are written at a very high education level. And so it limits the number of people that are able to apply and take on those positions. In the legal system, it's been found that approximately 43% of people who participate in an adult education program or GED program while they're incarcerated are less likely to recidivate or to reoffend and become incarcerated again. So having the education actually helps keep people out of jail. And this is a big one that a lot of people, we get a lot of students, why they come to Seeds of Literacy for working on getting their GED is generational impact. We get parents that come to us and say, I want to be able to help my kids with their homework. I want to be able to read to my kids at night. The number one biggest predictor of a child's literacy is actually the literacy level of their parents, specifically their mother. So what we like to say is if you teach the parent, then you're reaching the child. So what's the solution? Education needs to be accessible, it needs to be affordable, and it needs to be inclusive. And that's what we are here at Seeds of Literacy. We are an award-winning program. We use one-to-one tutoring for our students to help them achieve their education goals, whether it's improving their math and reading skills or if it's to get their GED. We offer the tutoring. There are two different tests for actually getting your high school equivalency. One is the GED, which is the most common, and there's the HiSET. And then we also have adult basic education. As far as the adult basic education, we have some people that come to us that have no intentions whatsoever of getting their GED. They just want to improve their math or reading skills. We have others that may have graduated school, but they just want to improve those skills either to go on to college or to just freshen up so that way they can help their kids with their homework. We have 3 different locations, 2 physical locations here in Cleveland. Our Seeds East location is 139th and Kinsman in the county building for where Department of Senior and Adult Services is. Our Seeds West is at West 25th and Clark. And our 3rd location is not physical, it's actually virtual. We do it on Zoom. So we offer that if you have internet access and a device that you can access Zoom, then you're able to attend our program as well. We offer tutoring 3 times a day, 4 days a week. Our Seeds East location at Kinsman only offers it twice a day, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Our West and our virtual classrooms also offer a 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. option. So that way, depending on a work schedule or your availability, we try and make it available to people that have different schedules. Our adult learners are different. Our students have life experience. They have, they choose to be there. It's not like when you put one of your children into tutoring and they have to be there. Our students come to us because they want to be with us. That's also, our students have additional priorities. They have jobs, they have families, they have other things that they need to take care of. So that's why we offer the flexible hours. A lot of students come to us because they're embarrassed by what they may not know. A lot of our students believe that they're the only ones that may have trouble reading or may have trouble with math, or that they are the only ones that did not finish high school for whatever reason. And when they come to us, they see that they aren't the only ones. And we get a really strong sense of community inside of our classrooms because of that. Our students are also different from the average GED student. According to GED.com, the average test taker for the GED nationwide is a white male in his 20s who's been out of school for less than 10 years. Here at Seeds of Literacy, our average student is a woman in color who's in her mid-30s-ish. She's a parent. She's been out of school anywhere between 15 and 20 years. So very much the time that person is out of school, the responsibilities they have is very, very different. Our students also face different barriers. They may have transportation issues. They may or may not have a support system that allows them to attend a traditional GED program. There may be finance issues. They may have childcare issues or their work schedules. Let's say that the time that they are working is the only time that a GED program is offering their classes, so they're not able to attend. That's a reason why we do have that flexible schedule. So how do we help our students? Because our students have such different backgrounds and different lives, we're different also. This is actually one of my favorite graphics that we have about our program. I have it on a flyer that I hand out to people. Number one, we're free. We do not charge our students to register. We don't charge them for materials. We don't charge them for time. We even cover the cost of the practice tests for our students before they get ready to take the official GED test. We call it class time, but it's really tutoring time. It's one-to-one tutoring. We have volunteers that come in, sit with our students, and they go over whatever material the students want to go on. You're going to go over at the speed that they want to do it. So that goes to, someone might come in and want to work on math one day, and the next day it might be reading, or even halfway through a class they might want to switch out. We don't have a strict attendance schedule either. There are some programs where if you miss 3 days or 5 days, you've got to restart the program. We understand our students have lives, they have other commitments, and so we don't have that requirement. Students can come as often as they like. Some students might come 3 times a day on a Monday. Someone else might be able to come only on Thursday afternoons. Whatever works for them is what works for them. Our students work at whatever speed they want to work at. There is no set time to graduate with us. There might be one person that comes to us and it might take 6 months for them to get ready to take the GED test. Someone else might come to us where it could take them a couple of years or several years to get their GED. It doesn't matter to us. We like to see the growth and we like to see our students working towards their goals. And the other options to participate, again, I said before, we've got both our 2 in-person locations as well as our Zoom classroom. Another thing, what if you can't make it the full 2 hours to class? That's fine. Some people might get off work at 1:30 in the afternoon. They can be here by 2. They can still get an hour of tutoring in for that day. Any time is better than no time. If virtual just isn't for you, some people don't like Zoom. Some people got burnt out on Zoom from during COVID. It's fine. You can attend in person. You're even able to go back and forth if you need to, if the weather is bad or if you don't have childcare that day. We do pair you with a tutor on Zoom, just like we would in the classroom. We just do it a little different, where you come into the Zoom meeting and then we take one student, one tutor, put them into a breakout room, so that way it is still one-to-one tutoring. And then we've got all of our materials that we have in the classroom in physical packets. We have them digitally as well, so that way, the way I'm screen sharing the presentation right now, our tutors can screen share with the students and share the packets that they work on. And then we can always mail or email work to you, whether you're virtual or in person, or if you want to stop in, we can get packets ready for you and you can take them home with you to work on if that's what you prefer. We hear a lot of different questions from our students and people that are looking at coming and joining our program. How long do I need to study for math? Is it going to take me 3 months to get my GED? Hey, I've been out of school for 5 years, 20 years even. How long is it going to take me? Those are all very, very valid questions that our students give us. The thing is, it all depends. Each person is different. How long have they been out of school? How long have they been working, because they might have other life experience that could add to that. What classes did they take while they were in high school? How much time do they have available? So those are all very, very different questions. And each person is different. So that is, we cannot say for certain how long it's going to take anyone to get their GED. We just offer the time and the space and the materials for someone to work on that. The process for joining our program. First step is to register online. You can go to our website, seedsofliteracy.org/student, and it takes you to the registration form. That does need to get filled out first. If you are not able to fill it out either at home or if you don't have access to a computer, you can always come into our classrooms. We have computer labs, so you are able to fill out your registration form here with us. And we do have staff on hand that can help you fill that out if you do need help with it. Once the registration form is completed, you can attend orientation. Orientations are offered 4 times a week on Mondays at 11 a.m. and 6 p.m., and that's virtually on Zoom. Tuesdays at 1 p.m. at our Seeds West location, and Wednesdays at 1 p.m. at our Seeds East location. During orientation, our student engagement coordinators go through a lot of information, and they get all of our potential students signed up for assessments, and I'll go over that in just a little bit. And then the students attend to the tutoring. They work on whatever they need to work on, and then they take a practice test, they take the GED test, and then graduation. And we do hold a graduation ceremony, as you can see by the picture on the screen. Those are for our students. We provide them with a cap and gown, and they walk into pomp and circumstance, the graduation song. We hold a ceremony for them that they can invite friends and family to, so that way they are able to have that life experience. The TABE, or the Test of Adult Basic Education, this is that assessment that I was talking about. It covers 3 subjects: reading, math, and language. It says it's the test of adult basic education. A lot of people freak out because it says test in it. It is an assessment. It's not pass or fail. Do your best on it. It shows what you already know. We like to know where you're at, so that way we know where to start you out at when you start our program. Every single person starts in a different place. It is all individualized, so we want to know and get an accurate reading as far as where you're at, so we can start you there. You do have to take the TABE test about every 40 hours of tutoring time, and that's just a reassessment thing. That way we can see to make sure you're making progress, and we know if we need to maybe change direction on what type of materials we're giving you. It does have to be done before the first time that you come in for tutoring. If your computer is not able to run that program, then you can come in and use our computer labs for it. I will say that in order to take the TABE, you have to be on a PC, you have to be on Google Chrome, you cannot use an Apple product, you cannot use a cell phone, you cannot use a tablet. It is very specific. That is not us, that is the company that runs the TABE, and their computer requirements are very, very strict on that. The GED test, I primarily talk about the GED because that is the most common high school equivalency exam that is out there. There is another one called the HiSET. About 99% of our students do the GED. The GED is broken into 4 sections, as you can see there on the screen: math, science, social studies, and then reading language arts. The total test cost of the testing for the GED is $144, which ends up being $36 per section. However, you can qualify for vouchers from the state of Ohio that takes $80 off of that, or $20 per test, which drops the cost down to a total of $64 or $16 per test. The nice thing about this with the GED is you can go through and you can study for and take one section at a time, which means you are only paying $16 instead of all of it up front. The GED is only offered to be taken on a computer now. Over 10 years ago, it was still a pen and paper test. In 2014, that changed. It is now offered on the computer only. If you've already taken portions of the GED after 2014, you can jump right in and continue where you left off. You don't need to start over. However, if you did start the process before 2014, you would need to start that over again. I've got the breakdowns for each of the different sections of the GED. So the language arts section, reading and language arts, takes 150 minutes is how much time you're allowed to take on that one. So it's 2.5 hours. There are multiple different types of questions. There's multiple choice, there's a drag and drop, there's a drop down menu, and there's also an essay that you can do on that. The essay is not required, but it can add to your score. Compared to the HiSET test, their reading and language arts part, the essay part is required. You have to get a minimum score on the essay in order to be able to pass the reading and language arts section. The next section up there, math. Math is 115 minutes or just shy of 2 hours. Same types of questions. It's all multiple choice, drag and drop down menus. It covers about half of it is numbers based. So doing your different math calculations, and about half of it is algebra. So once you get into that higher level of math with the algebra, geometry, that is a decent part of the official GED math test, so you just need to know that. There are a few questions that you are not able to use a calculator on, and that is like 5 to 7 questions is all. The rest of it you are able to use a calculator. You do have a very specific calculator that they allow. It is called the TI-30XS. It is the only calculator that is used that is allowed to be used for both the GED and the HiSET math sections. Social studies takes about 70 minutes. Same multiple choice, drop down, things like that. The whole GED is multiple choice. It's all done on the computer. So you do have to make sure you have an understanding. You don't have fill in the blank answers, so you don't need to worry about that. Subjects covered on that are civics and government, U.S. history, economics, and geography. The last section is science. That one takes about 90 minutes, and that one covers life science, some chemistry, some physics, geology, meteorology, and astronomy. So there are different aspects of science that are all included in there. The amount of math that are in the science and the social studies is more graphs and getting data from graphs than actually completing a math problem. The majority of those two sections is more reading and language arts based. This is just our follow-up information with our 3 locations. So there is the Seeds West, there is Seeds East, there's the virtual. Our phone number, 216-661-7950. If there's anyone that you need to reach here at Seeds, my email there is the outreach@seedsofliteracy.org. You can visit our website at seedsofliteracy.org. If anyone has any questions, you are very free to call or email me at that phone number or at that email address. I would like to thank everyone who's watching for joining us today. If you have any questions, please contact me and I can help you out with that. Thank you.